Hello friends, my name is Sonia Bharadwaj and I am a HR professional. I have adequate qualification and experience to work in the field of HR, administration and social compliance. And this is my very new channel named San Ganesha Practical HR and Law. And the main objective to make this channel is only this, that I wish to share my own knowledge and experience among all my friends, no matter whether they are working in HR field or not, so that they may have some relevant knowledge about few activities of HR by which their day-to-day life is affected. So this is my seventh or eighth video. Few of my friends, they contacted me. They asked me, Sonia, please make a video on PF. So PF is itself is a very big, it has a big scope. I am starting from the very initial stage. Today I have made one video that what is the PF, meaning of the provident fund. So by this video I hope that many of my friends, they will have some important information about the PF, whatever which they really need to know. So today I am going to tell you that what is the meaning of PF. So PF is governed under one act named Employee Provident Fund and Miscellaneous Provision Act and the scheme 1952, and all the activities of Provident Fund is managed by Ministry of Labor and Employment. It means this is a trustworthy fund and very trustworthy scheme. If any employee becomes a member of this scheme for once, so he or she may have the retirement benefit. This is a long-term scheme. Okay, what is PF? Provident Fund. If I am any company, any factory or office where 20 or more employees are working, those offices are to be covered under this Employee Provident Fund and Miscellaneous Provision Act, the scheme 1952. A particular account number is allotted to that company or office. And suppose if I am a candidate, a new joinee who is going to join a company, if my basic wage, who is eligible to be a member of PF, that is an important question. Yes, if any employee whose salary basic plus DA is rate is up to 15,000 is eligible to be covered under this PF scheme. Okay, suppose if my basic plus DA is 15,000 rupees per month, I have to be a member of PF scheme. Okay, so next question is this: what about the deduction of for PF account, or what about the and how much is the employer contribution? Okay, now I am telling you that if my basic rate is 15,000 rupees per month, salary is to be earned at the rate of total number of days for which we have worked. Suppose if I have worked only for 20 days in a month, I shall be eligible to get salary for 20 days only. Okay, so if I am working in a company and I have worked for the whole month and my basic plus DA rate is 15,000, then I have earned 15,000 rupees basic plus DA on that month. Okay, now my earned basic is 15,000 rupees and 12% of my earned basic is to be deducted for to be deposited in the fund of PF, that is 1800 rupees, yani 1800 rupees is to be deducted from my earned basic plus DA and is to be deposited in my PF account. Okay, apart from this, employer contribution is also there, and employer contribution is 3.67%, means 3.67% of 15,000 rupees which I have earned as a basic plus DA when I worked for the whole month is 550. It's mean 2,350 rupees. 12% of 15,000 is the employee deduction, means 1,800 rupees. 3.67% is employer contribution, it's mean 550 rupees. Total 2,350 rupees is to be deposited in this employee PF account in that month. Okay, now from employer contribution, rest 8.33 goes to pension fund. 8.33, suppose I have 15,000 rupees, then 8.33 of 15,000 rupees is 1,250 rupees. This amount goes to pension fund, and pension very well is to be paid at the time of retirement. When an employee, as per this act, when an employee who has worked continuous for 10 years, who have made this contribution without any break for 10 years, and who has attained the age of 58 years, is eligible to get this pension. Okay, rest 0.5% is to be deposited to EDLI scheme. This scheme is employee deposited link scheme. Under this scheme, if an employee he dies, so his nominees are eligible to get benefit which are applicable depend upon his length of service, death benefit. Okay, his nominees are eligible to get death benefit post to his demise. So overall, in short, I would like to say Provident Fund is a social security measure. It's a very good scheme, and every employee whose salary basic plus DA is up to 15,000 rupees per month is eligible to be covered under this scheme. As per this scheme, suppose if he earns 15,000 rupees in a month as a basic plus DA, then 12% means 1,800 rupees is to be deducted from his salary, as well as 3.67% means 3.67% of his earned basic, that is 15,000 rupees, is 550 rupees. Total to 2,350 rupees deposited in a in the form of a combined challan to the PF account. Rest from employer contribution, 3.67% are to be deposited for PF. Rest 8.33 are to be deposited. 8.33 of his earned basic, that is 15,000 rupees, that is 1,250 rupees, is to be deposited under pension scheme. From employer contribution itself, 0.5% is the to be deposited under EDLI scheme, that is for the death benefit. In case if any employee dies, his nominees are eligible to get death benefit under this scheme. So okay, in short, this is a very good scheme. If any employee, any new joinee, he gets this opportunity, he has this opportunity to be a member of PF, definitely they should be, because this is a long-term investment plan, very reliable plan. And if for your during your whole period of job you are a member of this scheme, and when you get retired, you get a huge amount from this Provident Fund. Okay, thank you so much, friends. I hope this very short information will give you a very important knowledge about what is the meaning of Provident Fund. Okay, if you really like my video, like my labor, please, if you are new to my channel, please subscribe this, or otherwise you may like and share it. Thank you so much.